to Lost Initiative week. I want to say it's Edge of Morality week 35, but it's more 34.5.
34.5.
Yeah, that's more what it is. So
it's still 35 though. It counts.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Requiem.
Yeah, no.
No, you changed it.
No, I changed it.
We're here.
So we were gonna have a normal show today, and then we were like, "Where's Sam? Like, why is Sam not here? What's going on?"
I was like, "Oh, what's Sam?" I was like, "What's Sam? What did he just tweet about?" And then Matt was like, "He's on a fucking road trip." I'm like, "Dude, they're streaming right now. Let's go. Let's go fuck with them."
Yeah, Sam is on a road trip. He told nobody. He did not tell any of us in the D&D chat, and then the other chat that I'm in with him, he didn't say anything. He's just on a road trip right now, which is fine. I hope he's having a great time.
He looks like he's having a great time.
And that's all I care about. But next time, Sam, just tell me. Give me like a 5-minute heads up. Like, hey, sorry, I'm on a road trip.
To be fair, I think he was tweeting about it throughout the week, but none of us correlated that was happening prior to.
Just because you're on a road trip, he's streaming from the road trip, so I just assumed he could still stream from wherever he's at. Like I streamed from Korea in a hotel room.
That's right. Set up your cell phone. You get one of those old like GPS holding device thingies. I think they make them for phones. I don't know. I don't use that. And then just do it that way. You can roll 20 on a tablet. That's cool.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I'm sure his friends would be grabbing his nips the entire time, though, is the problem. So, you know.
Is that such a bad thing?
I mean, you know, it depends on who's watching. So
we can go back to Star Wars.
Into your nips being grabbed. I don't know.
Yeah. So, hey, we're still here. We're still going to do something. It'll be a bit of a shorter show today, but we got a little bit of, we're going to do a
That's what Mathis thinks.
That's true. We're going to do a little bit of a side thing with Ander and Grommen. And we'll just kind of go about it and do that. So that's the plan. Scott had to come up with something on the spot, so we'll see how good his improv skills are.
What were we doing again?
I don't know. That's up to you. I have no idea.
I'm calling this Shenanigan Times with Grommen and Anders.
Yeah, nice. Works for me.
Done. Perfect. Okay, so what are we doing?
Get social out.
When you guys first came through that portal to come into this person's shop, I think Rye was trying to steal stuff, but realized, whoop, things don't lift as easily in this shop. I forget exactly what word he used, but he more or less was like, well, that's a little convenient. And then you guys made your way into the city of Baldur's Gate. From there, it was very much like we're gonna kind of like breeze through that part because Rye wasn't here for it. So Sam's not here for it. So when you guys got into the city, it was very much finds the first tavern and just get a room. Let's just first in and just get a room and we'll be happy. And so that's exactly what you guys did. You literally went to the first inn that you can get your hands on, paid for a room, and went up to your rooms and passed the flippity flop out. Okay. The next day you wake up and you're in a whole bright new city. Now, you guys all got one room all around each other in the, you guys all had to share one decent-sized room where it was. You couldn't get your own separate rooms because just something quick. When you get up in the morning, Grommen is up at a decent hour like he always is because Grommen has his routine. Ander is passed out and drooling because, you know, he's Ander. Rye is also sleeping. Rye's a lighter sleeper, but she's still sleeping. And Grommen, do you go out to do your daily jog, or do you stay in the room when you work out?
I'll probably go out.
Sure.
Do my jog. Do my, because I got to meet up with Gregory. Got to tell him the haps.
Mm-hmm. So, funny thing is,
I don't know why Grommen's like a thug all of a sudden, but
so funny thing with Gregory, when you guys came through the portal, because Gregory is now a big boy, he immediately took off, just like, and took off and flew away because for safety's sake. People freaked out. There were some screams. You know, somebody dropped the jug and there was broken ceramic everywhere. There was like reactions to it.
Yeah, they won't let him in the city, right?
Well, you didn't really know because you just got here walking through a shop, and then we ended the stream right there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so one of the things that you notice is he was kind of flying and trying to fly away and get away, whatever, is actually a streak of lightning goes across the sky from the ground, trying to shoot at the bird, but luckily Greggy was fast and able to get out of range in time that the bolt of lightning wasn't able to get him and stuff like that. It was a frightening moment for him. You believe Gregory's fine. You do. So when you
Well, I
get up
guess
in the
then I'm gonna
morning,
go out and try to find Gregory. Like I would not. That would, yeah. That's
awesome. So the Baldur's Gate, the structure of the city is a little interesting. So the part of the Baldur's Gate that you came into has all walled sections. So the different sections of the city are all walled to themselves, and all of that is wrapped up in one outer wall. Outside of that is the rest of the city, where it's like reaching outwards into lots of different shops and people's homes and da 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 da. It's just like the better districts that tend to be in the walled area, and where the primary docks going up into the river are in that big walled area. And then it goes across there and da da da. So Maggie, you are in the walled area. What district you're in? You're Grauman. You know, and you want to do me a favor? Since you are literally jogging down the street trying to find out where you are, roll me investigation with a disadvantage to see.
Oh God. I clicked the Grauman mounted one and I was like, this isn't my character sheet. Sorry, it was advantage and what? Or disadvantage?
Disadvantage on investigation.
Oh God. This is, a -2 on this roll. Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm not expecting that to go well at all.
Okay. So you're kind of like, oh, where am I? Baldur's Gate. Oh, where am I? Baldur's Gate. Where in Baldur's Gate? You're on 17th Street. You know, it's kind of like, oh, can't figure it out. But
Yeah, I
not a
can't
big
count to
deal.
17. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So you're jogging around trying to find out where it is that Gregory is. I have a question for you. Would Grauman jog towards the smell of shit or away from the smell of shit?
I mean, I don't think he'd jog either direction necessarily. I think it's more of where he thinks Gregory would be, which is probably not in the town then.
Probably outside of the city itself?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that you would go to the gates to leave the city?
Yeah, probably.
So as you go walking up to one of the gates to leave the city, I imagine Grauman is always prepared, right? He always has his stuff with him?
I have some of my, I have like most of my stuff with me. Probably not everything if I'm on a morning jog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have most of your stuff, maybe not necessarily your backpack, but like your typical things that are all over your body. So you go walking up to one of the gates, and this is in an area of the city where you're like, okay, cool. I'm in, come up with one of the gates to leave this wall and go to an outer part of the city. One of the guards stops there and is like, whoa there, whoa there. You're a big man with a lot of weapons. What are you doing? And like Grauman jogging in place.
I jogging.
I can see that. What's with all of these? And he gestures at all of your weapons.
Protection.
I'm pretty sure that's what my job is for.
Yes.
You realize that if you leave this part of the city with all those weapons, and I have no idea how you got those in here, you're probably not going to come back in. Are you a noble's son?
Yes. Grauman doesn't. He's just going with it.
Oh, okay. Do you have any paperwork to identify who you are?
Oh no, I jogging.
Oh, that's fine. Do you have your permits for all the weapons that you have?
Grauman just like nods.
It's like, oh, terrific. Good. May I see your permit?
I'm gonna turn around and jog the other way.
Hey, where's your permits? Can you believe this guy? I don't know. There was some mobile, and then kind of you go jogging off, and Grauman just continues this jog. Seems like he's not easily able to get out of this part of the city. Do you try to go to a different area to continue?
No, he realizes that he can't get out of the city with all the weapons, so he's gonna go back to the tavern.
You kind of like go jogging back into the tavern. The bartender, waves at you. Actually, seeing you jog in, he gestures towards like a whole bunch of eggs he has sitting on the counter and gives you a questioning look.
Wait, who's got all these eggs?
The bartender, the person taking care of the inn.
He's questioningly looking at me about eggs. Okay.
He gestures towards a bunch of eggs and gives you like, huh?
Oh, like, do I want some?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm down. Grauman's like, I just went for a jog. Now time for some raw eggs. I'm in.
So he goes over and he grabs like a whole bunch of the eggs and he starts cracking them into a mug. It was like he put like 4 of them in there and then like looks at you and puts like 4 more of them in there and then kind of like looks at you, and once he gets a questioning look, like, do you want more?
Grumman nods.
He finishes 24 eggs over the course of time of continuing to look at Grumman, and Grumman just nodding as he's been doing all morning apparently, and eventually hands Grumman a very tall mug full of 24 raw eggs. Not even beaten, just like.
I'm sad I don't have like a giant stein with me today. Grumman takes the giant jug of raw eggs and just like chugs the whole thing.
Oh God, glug 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 glug, just like a little bit of what is it, egg white like running down Grumman's face, but otherwise he just chugs the entire thing, no problem.
Yeah, when he's done, he just like, you know, like wipes it up. Yeah.
The guy looks at you like impressed, a little grossed out, but impressed. And goes back to what he was doing, which is taking a dirty rag and cleaning out that same exact mug he just ate a bunch of raw egg out of. And you're able to make your way back upstairs. When you get upstairs, you see that Ander is literally just starting to come to. You know, he's a bit hungover as he usually is, and he's just starting to come. Actually, no, you're not hungover today, are you, Ander? Because you didn't really have much time to drink last night.
Roll for hangover.
Roll for hangover.
Well, I don't recall you drinking a lot last night, did you?
I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks, so I don't know. Maybe I had something to drink, but maybe not enough to black out.
Okay, so you just had a little bit of. So you're not really hungover.
Yeah, like
you
a
just
nightcap, you know.
Yeah, nothing crazy, which is like a 30 rack for you. So you
30 shots is his nightcap.
Yeah. Oh God, how many drinks has Ander had so far? So you're just waking up as Grumman comes walking in the door, and Rye is still kind of like lying in the bed. Roll me an insight check, the two of you. You, Ander, with disadvantage because you don't know Rye and you're just waking up.
Natural 1.
Huh. Natty 1. Honestly, you think that Rye is past the F out. She had a drink last night. Maybe she can't handle the liquor because, oh my God, she is like a zombie over there. Grumman, Rye's sleeping.
Okay.
So you can walk into the room to, you know, maybe wipe off your sweat onto, I don't know, somebody's cloak and get up as Anders waking up. So you kind of just see him just getting up. Go ahead.
I guess Grumman's actually going to put on all the rest of his gear and then go back downstairs. And like not bother people if people are sleeping and stuff. He doesn't want to like make a lot of noise. He knows how grumpy Rye gets in the morning. So.
Ander just kind of like half-assed waves at you as you walk in and then walk out.
Oh, Grumman waves at you then. Okay.
You guys may eventually make your way back downstairs. Grumman's hungry. He's ready for breakfast. And you guys make your way downstairs and to, you know, have your breakfast and kind of plan out your day. So, you know, the initial sit down and greeting and whatnot, I imagine is pretty routine. You've traveled together for a small amount of time at this point. So the initial sit down is pretty routine for you, where it's just kind of like, oh, yep. I, you know, go and sit next to him and, hey, how's your day? How's your morning? Okay, cool. Let me order my food and then go about your business. Nothing really noteworthy. However, after some time passes, you realize that Rye is not coming downstairs yet. Please, Maggie.
Oh, well, I think in this conversation, because it's probably going to be a little bit of time before we realize Rye's not coming downstairs. Grumman's like eating his food, and if Anders shows up, can we like role play a little bit of that?
Sure, yeah. So Ander is showing up. Yep.
Okay. Well, is he showing up? I don't know.
Ander is, yes.
Yeah, Ander eventually meanders his way down into the
Grumman's
common
like
area.
shoveling sausage into his mouth and like mashed potatoes and eggs. Not raw this time.
Ander will probably just kind of plop himself half awake at the table and kind of like he puts his elbows on the table and he puts his head in his hands and just kind of like waits to see if there's any food that comes here automatically, and if not, he'll go get some food automatically.
Grumman just kind of like offers part of the sausage to him.
Ander
like
takes
not
it.
saying you take it.
Yeah, he reaches out and he'll just be like thanks and just like starts eating it.
It's actually it was a bit of a surprise to Grauman. The sausage tastes funny to Grauman. Like, it's not bad. It's just really funny tasting. It's not as gummy, but it's still kind of chewy. It's juicy and flavorful, but it's seasoned slightly differently. It's just a different tasting sausage.
Okay.
And
Well, when I'm offering it to him, I'm like, "You want some?"
Yeah.
I think it tastes funny.
Yep. No, then Andrew just doesn't, like I said, doesn't even say anything. He just kind of grabs it, says thanks, and just starts eating it.
Ander, you genuinely enjoy turkey sausage, so it's no surprise for you. So anyways, you guys are there having your morning. Go ahead. Maggie said you want to role play it.
Yeah. He's like eating, and as time passes, he's like, "So I go to front gate, and they say I need permit or something. I know one other town we were in, they need permit too. You know where we get permit?"
Andrew kind of looks up to you with like confused. Did he say specifically what you needed the permit for?
Oh, yeah. Weapons.
Is there a city hall somewhere around?
I don't know
Also-
what City Hall is.
I could find it if there is one. Do you have money? Permits usually cost money.
I have money.
Then yeah, we can get a permit, I'm assuming pretty easily. But cities like this, if they're asking for permits on weapons, they're likely going to have to put some sort of magical bind on your weapon so you can't draw it, and then there's probably that if they want permits for weapons, and there's probably laws against magic, which is fucking annoying. Where are we? Where you said we're in Baldur's Gate, right, Scott?
I don't know. I ask people, but they just tell me Baldur's Gate.
Do I know?
And then I
Does
ask
Andrew
what
know much
grade
about?
I am, and they say 17. I don't know how many.
I'm so sorry, Maggie. I was being rude. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
I was just role-playing.
No, you're fine. So, you've been through the AMN,
Yeah.
the name of the country you're in.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, are you in Western Heartlands? You've been in a bunch of times.
The expansion pack to Baldur's Gate 2 was Shadows of Om, so.
Yeah, no, that's the country to the south. You're in the Western Heartlands, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. So, you're in the Western Heartlands. So, you've been through here a bunch of times. However, you've not come through Baldur's Gate very often. Not very often at all, and certainly not into the inner parts of Baldur's Gate, because this is where it's usually a bit more pricey and stuff.
Okay.
So, the reason why I'm thinking Baldur's Gate, my mind goes to is because of Baldur's Gate 2 takes place in and that is where Athkatla, the city of Athkatla is. So, yeah, moving on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, it's not in It's okay.
So no, yeah, Andrew's like, it's gonna cost money, and there's probably restrictions on magic, which is obnoxious. But we can get that sorted easily.
What they consider magic?
At the very least, evocation magic will probably be limited, or if not outright banned. Spells
What
that
is considered evocation?
yeah, it's immediately like as I said that, like Andrew's probably like, oh right, he's not really used to traveling with Grommin yet, so he realized you're like a special kind of stupid.
You don't even know that Grommin has magic, though.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is like, in his mind is like Grommin doesn't know what evocation even means, because as far as like Andrew thinks half orcs are stupid. You're like a special kind of stupid so far. So like,
I mean, I am the stereotypic stupid, but for reasons.
no, I know. I know the player.
I know. Yeah,
Andrew doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He just thinks I'm like a stupid half orc. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So he's like, right, evocation magic, stuff like fireball, spells that do damage and can cost them money and property loss.
So not like talking to animals and making them do things.
I don't know how strict they are. Unlikely, but not out of the question. It depends on how much they hate magic. I don't know.
Grumman like shovels more food into his mouth.
I mean, to be honest with you, the portal we came through the other day could be straight up illegal. As far as I know, this is not my problem though. And if ratting him out gets us out of any crimes, then we rat him out. We'll go
That
look.
don't seem very nice.
Yeah, but I'd rather not spend any time in prison.
Ooh. I agree.
I thought you would. All right, let's well, should we wake up Ryan and then head to the town hall?
Okay. Grumman like takes the plate and like his like utensil. I'm guessing I don't know what he's using right now. He just like shovels the last bit of like whatever's left on his plate, so there's nothing left, and maybe like licks part of it and puts the plate back down. This is I'm ready.
Andrew just nods and kind of pushes his chair back and stands up and just kind of and gestures towards the stairs and says, "After you."
Grumman likes it. He walks.
When you go into the room and you go over to Rye's bed, you see that the bed is messy and Rye's not there. Instead, there's a folded piece of paper on Rye's pillow, to which I imagine Gravin picks it up.
Yep. Grumman picks it up, looks at it, does not know what it says, and hands it to Andrew.
It is actually a very long and confusing message, so clearly Grumman couldn't figure it out.
Gotcha. So it's just like Grumman.
It's like 3 sentences.
I was gonna say Grumman hands it to me. It's like upside down. I readjust it. Kind of.
It says,
yes.
Out.
She's gone. Just like toss the paper onto the bed. Guess
What do you mean she gone?
She didn't specify. She left. She do that a lot?
Well, sometimes she go, but she always come back.
Great. So we're stuck in this town until she comes back then.
But that means we get to go see the town.
A town where you need permits for weapons and hopefully not a permit for magic. All right.
Should I leave my weapon here?
As long
then?
as alcohol isn't illegal, then we're in good spirits. And he,
I like this thought. Also, should I leave my weapon here or take with?
I would leave it here.
Maybe I just take one with.
Do you have one you can hide?
Maybe I take 2 with.
No.
He starts taking them off, and then he slowly starts putting them back on.
No. And like Andrew's like, no. Do you have like one you can just put like in like a dagger or something if you need to take a weapon with you?
Grumman is not wearing much clothes, you notice. He's got like a sash for like where he can hide some stuff. And like, I mean, he does wear some pants, but he doesn't really wear armor. He's not really wearing a lot of, he has a cloak, but he's not wearing that right now.
Gotcha.
Wait, is it cold here? Actually, I didn't ask what the weather is.
This is much further to the south, and if I remember correctly, we were saying that we're coming in as winter's starting to settle. Winter does exist here, but it's more of like a temperate climate winter, so it will snow when it gets cold enough, but it's not like Icewind Dale, where your nipples were glass cutters. So
gotcha.
I was still okay, but my nipples were pretty hard.
Perfect. All right.
And Scott's like, I'm not even gonna go there. Hey, man.
I'm gonna choose
He doesn't have a shirt.
I'm gonna choose my focus right now, just to be pretty.
Well, one of them is covered by the sash you mentioned, right?
Oh yeah, I guess one could be, but I would assume it'd be like in the middle, not like on his boob. Like that's an awkward.
Maybe it's like a suspender strap.
It's not a suspender strap. It's more like a sash.
Like a bandolier, kind of like across.
Yeah, like a bandolier.
Like a Wookiee thing.
Where you can he has some axes on the front, and like places for some shorter weapons in the back. I don't think he put weapons in the back. It'd all be around the sides or around the waist, because that would not make any sense. You'd like stab yourself.
Yeah. You can fit maybe one on your back.
I did a bunch of research on how you could carry multiple great swords with you and great axes with you.
Yeah.
Because we were having this conversation when some people were making fan art, which I love the fan art. I don't care how you depict it. That's all how you imagine it. But people were like, how can you carry so many weapons in the back? Wouldn't you cut yourself? I was like, you're actually right. You wouldn't carry them on your back.
Walk like this.
Holstered around your waist, not on your back.
True.
Yeah.
Or strapped on stuff or on your leg.
Or you put them all of them into one sword, and you just carry that one oversized sword on your back across your shoulders. But whenever you need it, so you can reach into that sword and pull out other swords.
So
I need a bag of holding.
Like a Swiss Army sword.
I need a bag of holding.
Like a Swiss Army sword.
Like the whole bag that we saw earlier, the one that he made the giant hole with.
Yeah.
Ramen needs one of those.
Yeah.
Ramen definitely wants one of those now that he's seen how he can carry Gregory in one.
Oh man, he's gonna forget Gregory in there one time. One time he's gonna be like, "Oh, let's get Gregory." He opens up, he's like,
"Gregory's long dead."
Just fold it up.
Do that.
Under a blanket and leave it there.
No.
So two things. One, I'm gonna pick my psychic focus for aura sight right now, which means just I get advantage on insight rolls, and then obviously the powers that go along with it that I can use. And then the other thing is, Ander, as you're like picking, as Grum's like re-picking up his weapons, he kind of like puts his hand on one. He's like, you realize that the guards will not stop asking questions while you carry weapons around.
Okay. But maybe I just carry one.
You're gonna... All right, just one. Great. And then Ander just walks out the room. He's like, he's not even going to argue anymore at this point.
Which weapon do you carry?
Grauman's actually going to carry two. He's going to bring the two flying swords.
Yeah, there you go. That's one weapon. That's appropriate.
Yeah. He's going to carry them. He's going to have them both on like the sides.
Perfect. Awesome.
Great.
And no other hidden weapons or anything like that?
No, just those. Maybe if I can hide them in the boots or hide them in the, I don't know.
He has two swords and his guns. All right. So, all right, cool. So you guys get your stuff together, and then you intend to go out and try to solve, I suppose, this riddle of bureaucracy?
Yeah.
So,
you ready? You ready for Ander's amazing way of solving it?
Okay. How do you handle it?
I look for a guard.
Okay, you go walking up to a guard. The guard, so the guard's kind of like, picking his teeth. Clearly, had eaten something gross recently, and it's like,
Yeah, nasty.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there and in public.
Yeah.
Like, why did I eat the Chinese food at the mall cafeteria? Now it's gonna be stuck in my teeth for the next 4 hours.
Because when you're at the mall and you start getting starving, everything looks good.
Yeah, and now it's stuck in your teeth for the next 4 hours,
Right.
and you're in public. Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so anyways, go ahead.
I don't know. I go up to the guard and I kind of like tap him on like the leg if he's not paying attention.
Hey.
Hey, simple question.
Hi.
Where do we get permits for weapons?
Oh, you looking to? Are you guards or are you part with a mercenary group?
Neither. We're adventurers.
Oh, you mean just like any gestures towards the swords at her sides?
Yeah.
You don't need permits for that. You only need permits for concealed weapons.
I look to Grauman. And I give you a Grauman like a quizzical look.
Guard over there, say I need permit.
For two swords?
No. Grauman's like counting. Grauman doesn't really know. And he
Around
holds up
like
10 fingers.
Yeah.
He holds up all his fingers.
And
He doesn't really know.
Andrew shakes his head. Around 5 weapons.
Oh, he probably thought you were a merchant. He probably thought you were a merchant carrying your wares. You probably need a merchant's permit to have that many weapons on you. I mean, you can't just go walking around with an arsenal at your side. I mean,
But
how do
he's
you
not,
do that anyways?
He's not selling the weapons. They're just his weapons.
They're just his. He just has them.
Then my suggestion would be just keep most of them stored away, and it wouldn't be an issue.
All right. Any other? Now that we're on the topic, and Andrew just looks exasperated.
We
Any
have an
other?
episode of Grauman the Merchant because that would be freaking hilarious.
That's a hardcore DBZ filler. Oh god, no.
Yeah, that is hardcore DBZ filler.
that's not
Andrew just looks to the guard. Are there any laws, restrictions, or anything I should know about while we're here? It's our first day.
Let's see. If you're caught thieving, first time is depending on the severity. First time is a night in a cell. Second time's a year in the cell and 2 fingers. The third time you're probably getting the noose. If you're caught whoring, just give a discount. If you're caught killing, I mean, you're probably gonna just go before the tribunal and be killed. Just don't be a part of any of them thieving organizations. Just don't do it. The shadow thieves, all of them, just avoid all of it. Just keep your nose clear of that. We're doing big purges lately, so you don't want to be caught up in all of that stuff. Necromancy. We don't like dead things walking around. So if you're creeping,
Makes two of us.
Creeping around graveyards late at night. We're just going to assume that you're probably, there to do one thing or another with a corpse. So, keep your nose clean there. I think that's it. It's also very illegal to bribe guards. Very illegal to bribe guards. Understand that.
Very illegal.
A guard's salary, just so that you're aware, is 9 gold pieces a month. It's very illegal to bribe guards. It's important that all adventurers know that.
I mean, why would I want to bribe somebody who makes so much money?
So much money.
So much money.
Well, I make more money than that.
I just hold up my hand. No, I do
hold
this.
Up your hand, but you it only goes to my kneecap.
Yeah. No, I go to hold up my hand and then just I just face palm. I'm just like.
He's like, I'm sure you do, big fella. I'm sure you do. And he's like,
I do.
Looking up to you.
I was just like, I do.
I just kind of elbow Grommen's he does some good horn work.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you're actually going to want to head down, head over by the docks.
I start taking mental notes. Yes.
Head west out of the gates to the inner city, and that's where you're going to be able to find yourself in the what the hell is it called? Give me one second. Where are you? Picture in the Riverside slums. Yeah. There's some good use for some good whores in the Riverside slums.
I'll keep that in mind.
Wait, did you just say I'm a whore?
Grommen would not. If it took you that long, Grommen didn't get it.
I was like, did he just call me? Well, I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to interrupt while you were describing it. I was like, oh my god.
He's like, Maggie ain't no 7 intelligence, and if she can't figure it out.
I figured it out, but I was like, did he just say that? I wasn't sure if he would do that.
So if we're stuck, Andrew needs to make some money.
So Anders is doing that.
I ask for this guard's name.
Corey.
Corey, good. Corey specifically does not like being bribed.
No, of course not.
Of course
not.
Well,
he's making sure that you know that no guards like being bribed.
Of course.
It's bad. It's illegal.
Yeah,
of course.
It's illegal.
Of course.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thank him, and we are, I guess, not getting any permits. So.
So Grommen's like, where best place to drink in town?
Oh. So remember how I just mentioned the Riverside slums? That's going to be where you want to go if you're trying to get, really drunk on a guard salary.
So that's where the rich guys go.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Yes. Rich guys go there. That's just where you're going to go. It's where you're going to be able to enjoy a drink, and things are going to be interesting.
Okay.
You don't have to go there. I mean, if you want a boring night and a glass of wine, I could point you to somewhere else.
I actually hand him my flask and tell me if that sounds like what I want. To smell.
So you hand him the flask,
and I
if you hand the flask as you're before you even say that, you're gonna hand the flask, and as you start to speak, he's already taken the cork off of it and taking a swig out of it, and like smell that, and he's already swigging it, and he's like.
So where do you? I'll reach up so where do you drink?
Sorry. It's like burning, like really deep. It's burning.
And it smelled like someone vomit in your mouth.
I actually as I
vomiting.
As I recork it, I look up and be like, is it illegal for guards to drink on duty?
Never asked. Yes, it's sorry. It's the beaten orphan.
Thanks. And I looked at Grommen.
Really?
It's the slum district. There's less rules there. So anyways, go ahead.
I kind of say, I thank him, I look to Grommen, and I shrug, and I start walking.
And as we're walking away, I guess, can we say Corey sent us?
No. Do not do that.
Why not?
He kind of looks at Ander, trying to assess the situation for a second. Then he looks back up and he's like, You know what? You know who sent you? Chad sent you.
Who, Chad?
Chad, well, that's my real name. I was just pretending by saying my name is Corey because, I'm an undercover right now.
Grauman doesn't believe him, so can I roll something to see if he's lying?
Yep, insight, absolutely.
Oh, God,
and it's a bad lie, so you have advantage. It's a really bad
I have advantage?
lie.
Okay.
Does that mean I get super advantage? Because I always...
13? I don't know if 13's enough.
Huh?
Is 13 enough?
Actually, yeah, 13's enough. You know he's lying.
Okay. I don't believe you. You know Chad.
Just tell him Chad sent you anyways.
You look like Corey. I tell them Corey sent me.
Just say that Ander sent you.
But Ander no send me.
All right. I'm not gonna. If you tell them that Corey sent you, once he's like realizes that he's actually on duty right now wearing his uniform, he's like, if you tell them that Corey sent you, you're gonna be spending 7 nights in the hole. You understand me, adventurer? And he's putting on like his really angry face.
Maybe they don't like you then.
You understand now?
Grauman walks away.
He's like, shit. And he's literally like cussing to himself. He's like, fuck, what did I do?
And as Grauman's walking away, he's like, that guy's so weird. Why he lie? Why he say his name Chad? And why would they put us in jail for us just saying he sent us?
Well, little known fact, Grauman. Balder is another word for liar. So we're just in Liar Town right now.
So I don't believe anything. How do I know? How I believe what you say?
Well, I'm not from here. You met me back in Silvery Moon. Well, you're just going to have to find out if that's true or not.
Okay.
Just don't believe a word anyone says, Grauman. If somebody says one thing, believe that they actually mean the opposite.
Oh boy, this is gonna be great.
And I'll be sitting at a table. I will sit in the table in the corner of the bar, drinking and watching the entire time. Come on, Grauman.
Do we see any stores or anything that look interesting, or can we just walk onto our way towards? I'm guessing we're going towards the Beaten Orphan.
You're heading towards the Riverside slums, following the way that he pointed. Eventually, as you guys come up to that area of the city where you're going to have to go through the wall, the gates or whatever, you realize these are the same gates that you were at earlier that you're trying to jog through, and the guy stopped you.
Oh, these gates. This is where I try to go, and they don't let me through. He asked if I noble. I told him yes.
Perfect. You're fitting in with everybody else in the town. Good job, Grauman.
But he wanted some kind of paper. I don't know what paper he want.
You wanted a permit.
Grauman shrugs.
You did the right thing, Grauman. Don't worry.
So you guys go walking up to the gates again, and as you go walking up, the same guard from before is standing there, and he's like, "Hey, it's that noble's son. I see you. You got rid of the rest of your wares, then?"
Well, I figure let me through.
Oh, well, I mean, I couldn't let you into the slums with that many weapons. Either you were going there to make a bloody mess, or you were about to become one.
I doubt that, but okay.
Oh, well, you look much more reasonable now, so you're welcome to go into the Riverside slums now if you'd like.
I guess we walk in.
Yeah, I'm basically standing behind Grauman now, just kind of following Grauman's lead.
When you guys go into this area of the city, literally as you walk through the gates, and you could see it and smell it beforehand, but as you walk through the gates, it is a complete transition. Before you were like cobblestone area where the buildings are spaced out, decently built, shops all had like signs on them, and people walked around dressed appropriately for the area that they were in. Conversations were of varying degrees. There might be some guy on the corner telling a joke with lots of cuss words and inappropriate conversation, or there might be like a group of people having like just a polite conversation amongst one another. Literally as soon as you step into the slums, There are 8 people sitting on barrels nearby, just watching to see who comes through. One of them has got like a dagger and he's picking underneath his fingernail with it. Another one's like hanging from like an area where there would have been a sign, but the sign clearly broke long ago, and now it's just a piece of wood between 2 chains, kind of like hanging from it, being a bit of a hooligan watching. And they're just watching you guys come through. And one of them nudges the other one as they see like Ander walk through, like, and Ander, sees this. He's a decently perceptive person. And then immediately after that, Grama walks through, and they're all like, nope. and they, most of them kind of go back about their business or whatnot. Roll me an insight check, you guys. Normal for Maggie, obviously. Mike, you have your ability.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
13.
Yep. So you guys see that they pretty much everybody goes back about to what they were doing beforehand, and they're just like watching you guys as you're walking through, looking to see if anybody comes through this area. So that's just like the first group of people you see when you come in. The next group of people is like feet next to that, and literally the next group of people immediately adjacent. And this is later in the morning now, probably about like 10 a.m. ish now. You see that there's a group of 3 friends that are really drunkenly like hanging on each other and like laughing and joking, while another one of their friends is curled up in the fetal position, probably slowly dying of alcohol poisoning. And they're just still enjoying their night next to their friends. And then like literally right past them down an alleyway, there is a darker alleyway. There is some sort of brawl or skirmish or something happening going on over there. Clearly somebody's getting the shit kicked out of them. And then like immediately after that, there's more people. The reason why I describe it so densely right here is because the guard that you were just having a conversation with, Grauman, is clearly within earshot of all of this, can clearly see all of this. He's just kind of like going about his day.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't seem to.
Okay. So we're seeing all this in the alleyway as we're going into the bar?
Not even you haven't even gone 20 feet down the street since you stepped through the wall from the other part of the city yet,
okay.
Let alone all the way to the bar. But yes, you are traveling in that direction, or at least you intend to.
Okay.
I imagine you intend to just keep moving on?
Yeah.
Ander does.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys keep trying to make your way to the place. Unfortunately, almost no buildings here have signs that identify what their place of business is. Like you can find out because like wares in the windows. Some of the windows are broken with like little boards or whatever covering up those spots. Some of the windows are perfectly fine and right there. But most of the signs have been broken, like the dangling area that probably got broken years ago and have never been fixed for almost every single solitary one of them. There's hooligans all over the streets. There's lots of poppers on the streets. One of the other things that you had noticed as you were coming through is kind of like describing that as pretty much the first group being like spread out and everybody else kind of being off to the right. The entire left side of the walkway as you guys are going, it's like Popper's Lane. It's like Popper's on the left.
Ramon's like watching his stuff.
Yep. So they're over there. They're just kind of like, arms for the poor. Oh, you're a big man. Clearly you can feed someone as small as myself. Just a nibble of your food. One of your meals would last me a week, please. Arms for the poor, please. You guys just ignore it and keep going?
Ander does.
How many of people are doing that?
Many.
Okay. Well, then Grama can't help them all.
Okay.
So.
And you keep going. You guys are going to try to make your way to that place and try to find it. You're going to have to do me an investigation roll to find out where it is.
Okay. Investigation.
Another natty
9.
one. Good God.
9 and
Like,
a 7.
Is it 3 so far this session?
Two.
Okay. So you brain's not working. So with your investigation, 9 and a 7, you guys, it takes you a long while trying to find your way where you where it is that you're trying to go. So let me just open this up and open this up. See something about you. So as you guys are walking along trying to find your way to this place, it's taking a considerable amount of time. The problem is most people are being like, yeah, over that way. Can you be a little more specific? Okay, second left, take a right. you know, and things like that. But either the directions are intentionally wrong or the roads are that confusing. You guys are having a hard time making your way to the city. It's actually
really Rye.
where Grauman's like, wow, Rye always just seems to know exactly where she's going always. What the fuck? So, and you're having a hard time navigating the city. But worse than that, at one point in time, a group of little kids who's playing in the streets and kind of like playing around and whatnot in the streets, they're laughing and joking, and and like a little girl stops and scrapes her knee. She's like, "Ow, my knee!" And then she like pushes herself up and gets up, and she's like hobbling after them and playing. They're literally just like buzzing around all over the streets or whatever. At one point in time, can you guys make me a perception check or an insight check if you would prefer?
I'll go insight because I have advantage.
I'll go perception because I do not do insight very well.
Okay. So, Mathis, you fail your insight check. So you don't really notice that these kids are up to no good. They do seem like just kids running around having a good time. However, you do notice as they're kind of like rushing around and making their mess or whatever, Grauman notices one of the kids, very, very light-fingered, plucking the flask from Anders' side.
I would like to snatch the flask up.
Like grab at him?
Yeah, grab at the flask.
Absolutely. Roll me a dexterity save. But you rolled so well in your perception, I'm going to let you get an advantage on it.
What?
Oh
I have
my God.
+3 to this. What?
Wow, double twos. It's
Oh
a good thing we're
my
getting all these
God.
bad rolls out of the way now. So you like you notice it and you reach down and try to grab the flask, but instead you get a fistful of Ander.
He's so tall. Like,
Yeah.
or so small, and I'm so tall. Like, it, you know.
Yeah, it's literally you get like a fistful of Ander, like grab at Ander instead of the flask in the kid's hand. The kid clearly notices what you were doing and is like, ah, and like turns and starts trying to run away. Do you do any form of pursuit or anything?
Yeah, I'm on pursuit.
Oh, I was gonna do something too.
You can do
assuming-
something too.
I assume I noticed now because like
I'm gonna
Rowan
be
knows
like,
then.
Very obvious.
He stole your flask.
You actually just see.
Flask.
Well, that pisses me off immediately because that's my fucking pride and joy. All you see is Ander like kind of mumble some things under his breath, and then you see him kind of make some gestures, and then he pulls his fingers apart, and you just see strings leading from one hand to the next, like puppet strings, and all of a sudden I cast on him the puppet spell, and he makes a Constitution
That's
save.
not creepy at all.
Con save?
Yeah. Let me know if
it's
he.
a
Let me know. If,
child.
I know. Well, let me know if he passes, because I'll just make him fail.
I rolled a natty 1 with a -2, so I
Yeah.
got a -1 on my roll.
So
I'm not even joking. I got a -1 on my roll.
as the
I
spell
got it.
succeeds, then you kind of just see my own fingers kind of like hold up like marionette strings, and the kid kind of like his limbs jerk on like a marionette way, and
Grauman grabs the flask.
yeah, the kid actually wheels around and starts walking back towards Ander with the flask in his hand like this.
Oh well, Grauman's running towards him, so I assume like I can.
Yeah. So he'd catch up. So I'll cast puppet so people can see. So there you go. I used puppet on him,
Like, so the kid dies.
and then the kid
Come
is
on,
dead.
people.
Yeah. So there you go. No, you're not taking my flask, child.
I would like to intimidate the child and tell him, stealing no good. You better than that.
He's like, and he can't really speak because he's being marionetted at the moment. He's being puppeted at the moment. And as soon as like you release the child, he's like,
Is it
like genuinely scared?
Is
And
this
he turns.
duration instantaneous? Really?
Where are your parents?
I think that I have that written down wrong. It might be only one round.
I'm almost positive it's only one round, Mike.
Yeah, me too.
The kid is turning to run away, Maggie. If you want, you can welcome to grab him. In which case, this one's going to be athletics roll.
Okay.
And
Athletics roll.
yep, and then you can intimidate.
12?
Grab him. Intimidate. I'll give you advantage on intimidate. He just had his body controlled.
Okay.
It actually says duration instantaneous.
Which you know what you and I know what that means from the old school. So 1 second, because remember, this is just from a UA. It's not from a book. So
Yeah.
your gesture forces one human the Constitution must move up to its speed and direction you choose in addition to the target. So you can cause them to drop whatever they're holding.
Yeah.
So more or less, that it ends immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like that's ridiculous.
It should say duration 1 round or phrased in such a way, but it's
casting
assumed,
time 1 action, duration instantaneous.
Because duration instantaneous means now it is that forevermore.
Yeah, that's wrong.
So,
that's super wrong.
So just phrased slightly off.
Yeah.
Maggie, you got an 18 intimidate. Could you tell me what you say?
I told you. He's like, "Where are your parents?"
One of them's at work and the other one's at work.
Where they work?
One of them works for the Shadow Thieves and the other one works at the docks.
Show me.
Okay. And he starts trying to head back towards the exact gates that you guys just came through, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get there because that's how you get back to the docks.
Oh, to go to the docks is that way.
Yep.
I actually, oh God, I want to do something with this kid.
Oh God.
No, because he just said something that could just, I could just really punish him for. I actually can be like, Grommen, let me come with me. I have a plan for this kid.
Oh God.
What do you want to do with him?
Let's take
I
him.
just want to take him to his parents.
They
need to know where he is.
Let's take him to go see Corey.
Why Corey?
Because Corey said something about Shadow Thieves, didn't he?
I don't know.
I do. Come on, let's go see Corey.
Okay, you come with us.
Yeah, the kid's got to
Grandma's
come.
like fooling the kid.
So I want to take this kid back to Corey.
You guys go walking back through the gates that you came through not that long ago, and the guard is looking at you as you're walking through, kind of like, is Grommen like holding this kid by the scruff? Like, how is he being led?
Kind of like holding him by like his shirt.
Sure. And he looks at you and he's like, "Hey, son of a prince, is this little street rat bothering you?"
We take him back to his family.
All right. Seems perfectly fine with that. Just lets you walk off with this strange child. And
So fucking weird. God.
and so you go
real weird.
You go walking by with the past him with the kid and making your way over towards Corey specifically, right?
Yeah.
It's been about an hour or so. He's still trying to get that out from between his teeth.
Gross.
Like at this point in time, he's grabbed like a piece of like straw or something, and he's like really gonna dug in there. He's like really trying to get it, and it's not out yet. You go walking up to the guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go walking up to him, and before I say anything to him, I turn to the kid and I go, "Kid, what's your name?"
Bartley.
What's your last name?
Of the slum.
Grum's like, tell him your real name.
It is Bartley.
Tell him your name.
Bartley.
Oh, good. All right. Well, that's fine. Bartley, meet Corey. Corey, friend, buddy, pal. This guy, this little kid, tried to steal something from me. But that's not why I'm turning him over to you. His dad works for the Shadow Thieves, and you're trying to clear those people out, right?
My dad doesn't work for the Shadow Thieves. My dad works at the docks. You're a liar.
Your mom works for the Shadow Thieves, then. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, you're gonna work with Corey here, because Corey, to pay for your crimes, you're gonna help fix up another crime, and you're gonna tell Corey all about your mom and what she does. How's that sound, kid?
And he looks up at Corey and he's like, I lied. I was hoping if I told them that, they would leave me alone, because people are usually scared when you say that. My mom doesn't work for the Shadow Thieves. And Corey looks down at the kid and he's like, well, we'll find out the truth either way, won't we, son? And he goes,
yeah.
He goes to take Corey. So Corey goes to take Bartley away.
I pat Bartley on the head and ruffle his hair a little bit. Thanks, Corey. And I actually hand Corey some coin.
What do you give him?
I'll give him like 5 silver.
All right, there you go. There you go. That's a decent amount to pay.
Yeah.
So, so was that in the
Grumman hands him a toothpick that he's carved. Grumman just has some in
He
his.
like looks at it curiously for a second, and then all of a sudden, like the gears turn. He realizes what it is, and in less because Grumman's an amazing scrimshaw. Within seconds, he gets this like nasty piece of chicken out from between his back teeth. That chicken, honestly, it's turned kind of like a grayish color. You don't know if it's been a couple hours or a couple of days.
Oh, that's so gross.
But he gets it out, and you should see like the look of appreciation, like as he's like looking down, and he looks up at you, and he looks back down at the thing, and he kind of like wipes the toothpick off on his pants, and he immediately starts picking away at other teeth, like he just found a magic item, like he's genuinely.
He's learned how to floss.
Oh God,
Grumman bringing dental care to the world.
Unfortunately, on that note, we'll take our first break, and then we'll come back to the two of you finally making your way to the inn. Okay?
Sounds good. All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Forgot I turned up the volume like an obnoxious amount so I could still hear if I was away too long. And you're like, ready? I'm like,
oh God, I'm ready.
I'm awake now.
I did that. I did that with my headphones. That's why when I walked away before and you guys started having that conversation, came running back in, it was like, what? What's going on? What's happening?
Welcome back, everybody. We're back. Hour 2. Let's go.
So eventually, and it takes you guys a considerable amount of time, and you see considerable more parts of the, just again, in the Riverside slums, it's just not a very nice part of the city, and the guards don't seem to care here. There are, in fact, guards in this part of the city, too. There are. Some of them are just kind of like patrolling, going out doing their business, and others are literally having sex with prostitutes in the middle of the street while other guards are walking past it, ignoring it like it never happened.
Baldur's Gate is a great place.
Well, in the Riverside slums, things are a little bit.
I think is great.
No, it's like Ander says.
A lot about Michael. And
no, Ander says that out loud as he's walking. He says it to Grum, and he's like, "Baldur's Gate is a great place."
Sure, smooth math.
Yeah, shift it over.
Covering your tracks.
Shift it over to Ander.
Ander said it.
That's right. That's right. Don't forget, our characters are only somewhat fractions of ourselves, right?
Right.
So,
I mean,
I don't think Gromit is a fraction of me at all.
What part of me is Thonk?
I'm gonna say the big toe.
All right.
After you stubbed it.
Yeah, all
The
right.
part that like somehow didn't try to murder us all.
Yeah.
All right.
The heart that was deep there somewhere.
Ander is the boy Mathis wishes he was in high school, but never was brave enough to try beer.
There you go.
So, moving on. So we, you guys.
I don't know if great is how I would describe it.
Ander shrugs. Continue.
And you guys find your way eventually to the place that's known as the Beaten Orphan. The reason why it was named that, you come to find out, because Gromit seemed a little bit upset about that. So I'm sure he's like, hey, why do they beat orphan there? And eventually the people be like, no, that used to be an orphanage. Like, that's what it was. And then just eventually it became a bar. And that's how it got its name, kind of like along the way. So
History 101 in Baldur's Gate.
When you
With
guys
Gromit.
with Gromit, he forgot the detail already. When you guys go walking into the building, it's actually a very large building. For an orphanage, it was a very large building. And so now it is a huge tavern/bar. So when you first walk into the bar, it is just one of those, like, you know the scene before you get in there because you can hear it before you get in there. But as soon as you go walking into the front door, it's just, there's already a brawl happening in like a fourth of the bar off to the side. There are a bunch of people having their conversations and whatnot over here. There are barmaids that are just doing the best they can to bring their drinks over to tables, or the foods over to tables without getting like knocked into or completely like having all the drinks toppled over. And to their credit, wow, they're good at this. Like stepping over broken ceramic and shattered wood mugs with like all sorts of like liquid on the grounds and making their way across through brawls and whatnot to get stuff to the tables. You gotta give it an A. Doing a really good job. And the place is just sheer and utter chaos. Unlike, I think Gromit has seen in a bar since he started traveling with this party. It's just complete chaos. But the big thing is that this place is huge. Again, this used to be an orphanage and a large one at that. You're on the first floor. And the first floor was originally a very open concept to begin with. It had a very large open room. This building stretches back and goes off to the sides. And it's just so loud in there. As a matter of fact, it's so loud and it's so busy. You can find the spot where it's like nobody can see you and nobody can hear you and nobody will notice you. You can already pick up those vibes as you're coming in. So as you guys go walking into the bar and you look around, you can see that behind the first bar that you come to, where there's somebody servicing it, there's about 7 people back there just furiously trying to get drinks out as quick as they can. So you come walking into the place. What's the first thing you guys do or say seeing this? Oh, and there is, in fact, an unconscious tiefling hanging from an old chandelier. an unconscious tiefling, drool kind of like dripping from their face.
I'm gonna help the tiefling down.
Oh. So Gravis kind of looks in, assesses the situation, immediately walks over. Somebody else probably have to stand at a table, but Gravin, being so massive, just like reaches up and like and pulls the tiefling down and puts them like what, on a table, or like sits them up.
Sits him up on a chair and kind of gives a wink over to one of the cutest barmaid.
So the barmaids themselves, when they saw you doing this, like the bartenders themselves, they kind of like look up cautiously, like trying to see what the hell is going on, just like because they see a big thing reaching up and grabbing the person up there. But when they actually see you do that and like gently put them there and whatnot, the one that you kind of like toss the wink over at or whatever, she smiles back at you, and then she just kind of like gestures with your head and points off in a different area. And then you kind of like following where it is that she's pointing, you see that there's actually an area off to the side where there's a table that against the wall there's open spots to.
Grumman kind of like motions Anders like to follow him type of thing.
And it does.
So you make your you guys make your way over to that spot and you sit down, and around the same time that you guys are getting there, that same barmaid is quickly like throwing down 2 mugs, both of them of same ginormous size, and she's like, "Oh, thanks, sweetie, on the house," and then she walks away.
Grumman holds up the mug and cheers as Anders.
Ander cheers to some free alcohol.
Who knew? Just taking someone down from lightning is gonna do that.
Good
I mean,
deeds go a long way.
It's the house special that she gave you for free.
Was it good?
Like 90% water. And it's like 90% like water from the Riverside slums.
Oh, gross.
Which has its own unique flavor to it. And then the other 10% is some sort of hard liquor. So,
So as Grumman's drinking it, he's like, not the best, but free is free.
Couldn't agree with you more. He takes a big swig himself.
She kind of cute, you think?
Give me another one of these and I'll probably agree.
mind you, it's
Just one more?
Colorado.
I see you drink the other night.
Ander, yeah.
I'm going to say I noticed him at the bar, maybe, but like we never talked.
How many more beers before you get my name right?
Oh, how I say it right.
Well, it's not Otto.
I said Anders.
No, you said Otto.
No, I said Anders.
I said
You said Otto? Fuck.
Yeah, I said Anders. Drink every time Scott says Otto.
Yeah.
I know.
He's the one who does it, not me.
God.
Fucking make his shit, put it on me.
Excuse me, Maggie and I have very, very distinctly different voices. Okay.
Also, Ollie Rant was in here giving you shit for saying Tiefling instead of Tiefling.
Tiefling is the correct way to say it, because if you take the word apart and you spell the word Thai, like Thai fighter or like Thai food, which I know has an H in Thai food, but if you spell Thai like I'm going to a formal setting and I'm wearing a tie, T-I-E, fling, like, you know, a summer fling, summer loving.
It's Tiefling to me.
So fast.
Always going to say Tiefling.
Tiefling.
I'm with Scott on this one. It's
Sorry.
Tiefling.
I understand that in the UK they pronounce words wrong, but in America we say Thai.
Well,
People
people pronounce things differently.
The UK
Also,
is
on
where
our
English.
podcast,